All right, good morning. Oh, it's afternoon. We're going to try today to do an owl. Um, I watched a couple other people drawing owls, and I looked at some images of owls, and I thought, I gotta make my own. And so I want to make like a white snowy owl, but I want it to be tangled. I want it to be sort of tangled, and so first of all, I look at the shape of an owl, and what I see is, okay, this owl is going to be sitting in snow. So it's going to have, its body will first make, I'm first using a pencil here. We're going to make the body as like upside down U. And then he has his head up here like this way. So that gets you kind of the shape of the owl to start. And so, but then we're going to go ahead and we're going to, we want to get the owl to look like an owl. And so their beak looks sort of like a grain of rice, but kind of not so much like a beak, but like a grain of rice, like that way. And then their eyes are quite large. So we're going to put two quite large eyes. Okay, one's larger than the other because I don't know how to make things right. Okay, and then what then we need to have is, then you're going to make like a V shape here. Like a V shape here that's going to cut off part of the eye and kind of end in like a little eyebrow. See that way? And then we want his little pupil to be just round and looking straight ahead. Let's see, is that what I want to do with pencil? And well, then I want to kind of round, okay, I'm going to go round off with my pencil, and I'm going to round his shoulders down like this. This pencil now will get erased. And so there we've got him sort of rounded off, and then his wings, he's kind of holding his wings just down like this, down to the side, and then they're kind of like this here, like down to the side, and then like that. So sort of like his wings. And then he's got sort of like a cape of feathers that come like this way here, around here. And then because he's going to be sitting in the, I'll put him some little feet down here, but he's sort of sitting in the snow. So I just gave him some little toes down there. And all right, so I think that is far. Let's see, I want his, see, this is why I do the pencil first, is because I might change just once I get both sides, then I can see that I might have to change one side a little bit just to get it a little bit different. And like here, his little feet, and change that. Okay, and so let's see, I think that might be all I need to do in pencil. Then I'm going to go over, this is the eraser I've been using. I like this eraser, a high polymer eraser, which works good. But then I've watched some others that use a kneaded eraser, and so, and they kind of like the kneaded one better. Although I like this, so I don't know. I may or may not try a kneaded eraser to see if I like that better. I'm going to go around now with my pen. But when I do my pen around, I don't want to make solid lines. I want to kind of make almost like little hash marks around to go where the lines I'm going to keep. Because when I do those little hash marks, it almost looks feathery. And so I'm going around the lines that I'm keeping, I mean where his feathers are, and I'm going, and instead of just making a solid line with my ink, I'm making more of a feathered, you know, so it's kind of like just little hash marks to make kind of like feathers. So then it does kind of look like feathers. And I'm going that around the lines that I'm keeping. I'll be erasing some of these lines that I needed just for reference. I'm doing this on watercolor paper because I'm going to use some watercolors in on this. And I have used some watercolors in on paper that is not watercolor paper, and it just wants to wrinkle the paper up terribly. Now see, now that I'm doing his cape, what I call a cape, I don't know what this, I'm going a little bit more of a zigzag to get it a nice feathery kind of a look. Okay, so then, then I'm going to go with his eyebrows. I call these his eyebrows anyway. And I'm going to do his little eyebrows. He's got what are the mono brow, and then but now around his eyes I'm just going to give a, now we want those eyes to be nice and pronounced, so I'm going to go over them and make sure they're nice and pronounced. I'm going to be painting these eyes kind of an orange color. They're going to be kind of orange. But I'm going to go around. This part of his eyes will be orange. This part, I'll give him a little pupil here. This. So the center part of his eyes will be a sort of a orange color, and his little beak. He's peeking at something over there. He's peeking. Maybe he sees something that might be good for lunch. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to get his, like a little feathery business going on down here. Okay, and he's got like little feet. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, I want just kind of a little bit of a feathery bit here and here maybe. He needs to look wise. Wise. Okay, now I'm going to go and erase these pencil lines because I don't need them as guides anymore. Now, I think he kind of looks like an owl. He might be a chubby owl. But I like chubby everything. Give me chubby and I like it. Okay. My kids are all off go-karting. They went to the go-kart tracks so that they can do some go-karting. Now we're going to, let's see, I want him to have like some, or her, I don't know. I can't never tell until I'm done if they're a him or a her. I don't know if they're supposed to have eyelashes, but this guy does. It's got eyelashes. This dude, or dudette, whatever. But now I'm going to go in and I'm going to do, you know what? To make it look kind of, I want it to be tangled, but I also still want the tangles to look more like feathers. So I'm going to do some of these, like I'm going upside down because it's easier for me to do these little things like this. I'm making a upside down U and then a U in the middle of it, see? And just kind of attaching them to the one. I don't know why for me it's easier to do them upside down. Just going from the middle of one to the middle of the next. I'm going to have to do a live stream pretty soon. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but the reason I'm going to do one is because I got to make sure I can still do them, because I haven't done a live stream on StreamYard, and I want to do it on StreamYard. Well, wait a minute. I did do a live. Oh, you know what reason? I'm going to be doing I'm going to be on Maribel Altier's Stream Hop for November. And usually, when I've done it before, I've always done it on StreamYard. But I have not used StreamYard here on this computer that I'm using now. And so I got to make sure it's going to work, because I don't know how to pre-schedule a live stream ahead of time on YouTube. I guess that's what I could do, is I could practice that. I could look into that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Today we're still, like, once Katie and the kids, everybody gets home from the go-kart tracks, then we're going to have dinner. Tommy Sue didn't go either. She feels like she didn't want to do any go-karting, so she's cooking, and we're having our favorite, it's a Katie favorite, because we learned it from Katie, was tater tot casserole. And it seems like every time she comes, we always have tater tot casserole. And, oh, it's delicious. It is just delicious. A lot of people don't do casseroles anymore, but I like a casserole. I like one pot, everything's one thing. Put it all in one pan and stick it in the oven. And it's done quickly, and it's simply made. And that's something I like. And so we're having tater tot casserole. Of course, I'm not cooking. I'm over that. The great-grandparents don't have to do any cooking. All we do is wait, and when we smell food, we open our mouth. That's how that goes. So that's one of the grand things about being a great-grand. And so I'm getting all of my feathers put in here in this wise owl. So my great-grandson Taylor, he knows good jokes, riddles. He likes riddles. So why was the number 6 afraid of the number 7? Why was the number 6 afraid of the number 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Is that funny or what? That's funny. Okay. I'm going to have to start writing them down, the ones that I learned from him, because they're good. Good riddles. Because 7, 8, 9. I thought that was pretty cool. But then Jeffrey, he thought it was pretty awesome. He goes, Grandma, do you know that the person that invented the alphabet was really smart, because he got them all in alphabetical order. Now, what do you think about them apples? He did. He got them all in alphabetical order. That's pretty good. I'm still making doodle feathers. Oops. I could have made my feathers a little bit bigger, and then I would be done now. But I don't never worry about being done. I just kind of only think about... I go on the journey. I think about the journey, not the destination. So it's okay if if it takes me from now till the second Tuesday of next week, because one thing that you have to learn is just don't be in no hurry. Never be in no hurry. There is no hurry to get there. I know many times when I used to be driving still, I'd see somebody pass me, somebody would pass me 100 times because I hardly ever drove in the fast lane, so they was probably cussing me whenever they was passing me. But then we'd both end up at the red light at the same time. They could pass me all they wanted. They didn't get there no quicker. So that was kind of weird. I'm glad I don't drive anymore. I just never did like driving. Did not like driving at all. I remember one time, it was just me and that's when it was just me and my son, and I was going to take my son to Dade Battlefield, which is a place up in Hernando County up here north of us, and there's an old Indian reservation or something, and I was going to take him up there. I knew exactly where it was, but I got lost. I didn't know where I was. And he would say to me, because he was only about 10 at the time, and I was single at the time because my hubster had passed away, and I was trying to be like really bright, like I can do this on my own, no big deal. And so Billy says, "You're lost, aren't you, Mom?" I says, "No, I know where I'm going. I'll be there soon. We're taking the scenic route." Well, we never did find Dade Battlefield. I had to fess up that I was lost. And then there was time me and Billy was driving. Oh my God, well, I was driving. We was coming home from a grocery store. It was raining. And Billy, of course, he hadn't started driving it. He was just still a little kid. And I says, the sirens were coming up behind us. And I said, "Okay, now, Billy, when you start learning to drive, you got to always remember that when sirens come up beside of you, they're behind you, you've got to pull off side the road and give them the right of way." And he says, okay, he understood. And so I go to pull off the side of the road. Well, it's raining. And the side of the road was real grassy. And I hit that wet grass and just hydroplaned. There was no stopping. We went right past, we flew right past, skateboarded with the car, right past the high tension line, the power line, the power pole, a concrete square one. It was huge. It just did miss hitting our my mirror on my side of the my side of the car, and I didn't have no control. I had no control whatsoever, and then I finally got the car stopped, and we were fine physically. Physically, we were fine. And then my son says to me, he says, you should have kept at least 2 wheels still on the concrete, on the asphalt, on the road. I said, yeah, I guess that's what you're supposed to do. We were so lucky. If I'd have hit that pole, because I had no control over the car at that time, it just got on that wet grass and it just hydroplaned. And I had no control. I mean, you know that song, Jesus Take the Wheel? He took the wheel. Holy smokes, did we come close. And then we had to just sit there. We just had to sit there for quite a while. I bet at least 15 or 20 minutes before I had any use of my knees. My knees were like rubber. I was so afraid. And I was so blessed that we did not hit that pole. Because we were right at the pole. Oh, yeah, we have some memories of when I was trying to be a mom and a dad both. Wasn't doing real well. Oh, goodness. But I've never been much of a driver. I've just not liked driving. And then when my youngest daughter, she she wanted to go take her driving test. She wanted to get a driver's license, you know. She was 18. She was 18, and I wasn't ready. I don't know. I was not ready. And so one day, my neighbor, Sheila, she was my friend. You know, she's my friend. We were friends. She says, she calls me up on the phone. She goes, Lizzie, I got to tell you something. And I said, okay, what's that? And she says, now don't get angry at me and don't get angry at Jennifer. I said, what did y'all do? She says, we just come back from the DMV and she has got her driver's license. I go, oh, wow. And so she said, she's on her way home now. Because she just lived next door. She just had to walk down the driveway, up the road, down the driveway. And I said, oh, okay, well, thank you for letting me know. And thank you for bringing her up there. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And she says, yeah, it'll be all good, you know. So then when Jennifer come home, I said, Jennifer, would you please go get the keys and run up to the store and get a gallon of milk? And she looked at me. She goes, do what? I said, well, you got your driver's license, right? She goes, have you talked to Sheila? Because she took her to get her driver's license. And I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I was so scared of driving myself that I'm glad I didn't make my children afraid of driving. But I never started driving till I was like in my 30s. And then I only started driving then was because I felt I've never liked to ask for help. I just, no matter what I needed, if I couldn't do it myself, I didn't want to do it. Well, my kids were going to school, you know, and sometimes they would need to be picked up, or the school would call for something. Then I'd have to call for somebody. Would you please do me a favor and take me up to the school? I've got to go pick up a sick child or something. And I did not like doing that. That absolutely was not something I liked to do. So finally, I said, I've got to do this. And I just took the car one day and I went driving out on some back roads and learned everything. I just kept driving. You know, there was no traffic, there was no houses back there, but there was roads already paved, ready for housing to be built. And so I just took those roads and I learned myself to drive. I did 3-point turns, I did parallel parking, and in between invisible cars I'd use the trees as boundaries and stuff. And then so I did that one day. And then I called my mom the next day. I said, Mom, will you take me to the DMV so I can get my driver's license? And so she kind of, once she swallowed her heart because she didn't believe it, she goes, of course, I will be down there tomorrow and we'll take you over there. And so we did, and I got my driver's license, which I was glad I did, because then I could, I didn't have to ask for people to bring me where I needed to go. But then I also, using all back roads and all right turns, I was able to go to the school myself, and that's when I started volunteering at the school, which was really good because I was at the school all the time then. And so I volunteered, and I would do substitute teaching, which is not like really teaching. At the time you didn't need to be certified or anything, but I did get paid for subbing. I did get paid whenever I did do a sub, which I loved doing it. It was fun. But I was just at the school all the time. I was like a girl Friday. I would work in the library a lot, and when the teachers needed mimeographs, I loved running that mimeograph machine. But a lot of you might not even have a clue what a mimeograph is, because you got to be kind of old to know what they are. But I was addicted to the smell of that ink. I thought it was just amazing. So, didn't get you high or nothing, whatever high. I actually don't know what high is, because I hear about people getting high, and I don't know what that feeling would be, and I don't think that I would like that. And, but I loved the smell of the mimeograph machine ink. And it was so loud, clink, 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 each one of them pages. But I would do that for the teachers to get all their their all their papers printed. You know, the ones like now they just use a copy machine. But we had that big old mimeograph machine back in the school back in them days. But those kids were the ones that were in elementary at that time are now between 46 and 51. So that was like a long time ago. But I would drive the same route every time I went to the school, and it was all right-hand turns. I didn't make left-hand turns. Anxiety the whole time. But, so, I quit driving. Anxiety was getting to me so much, so I finally quit driving when I felt like I should have some kind of respect for others and not put their lives in jeopardy. We were coming home one time, the hubster and I and Billy, we went, my present hubster, we went to Virginia to see my stepson and stay there for a while, and then coming home we come through Alabama so we could pick up my granddaughter, the one that's here visiting now. We picked her up, brought her back with us, and she's always been an Alabama girl. And so then I wasn't about to drive in them mountains. There's no way I would ever drive in any mountains. But once we got back to the flatlands of Florida, I told my husband, I said, go ahead and let me drive for a little while. You need to take a break. And he says, yeah, that'll be fine. And so I took over driving, and then so I'm just driving just down Highway 19, which anybody knows Highway 19. It's just a straight old road, ain't much. And then all of a sudden he said, you know what? Maybe I should go ahead and drive. I says, no, I'm doing fine. He goes, I don't think you are. I said, oh, why don't you think I'm doing fine? I'm doing fine. He goes, I don't think that guy back there in the ditch would think that you were doing fine. I said, what guy in the ditch? He says, the one you just run off the road because you pulled out in front of him. Oh. And then Billy says, yep, Mom. If he didn't go off into the ditch, he would have run right into you. I said, oh, well, so yeah, Papa drove the rest of the way home. It was an experience. So yeah, I wasn't like the best in the West when it came to driving. So it was a good thing when I gave up my driver's license. Okay, so now what should we do? I'm doing just simple things, see. His front feathers I made different than his wing feathers. See there? And so, should he have ears, or just does great horned owls have ears? I just feel like he should have ears. I don't know what kind of owl he is, but he's going to have ears because I just think he needs ears. I don't know if they're ears. Now these look more like cow horns. But they're his ears so he can hear. I don't know if owls have ears. Maybe not. This owl has ears. You can see them. There they are. And so this owl is going to have ears, and they're going to have polka dots in them. Polka dots in the ears. Okay, because he's a great-eared owl. Because if he doesn't have ears, you know, I could have given him a unicorn horn, and he could have been a unicorn owl. I still could if I wanted to. Okay, now he's got ears. Yes, he does have ears now. Yes. Okay, so now what should I do here? Should I, I don't know what to do here. Because, see, we want this a Zentangle style art. Zentangle inspired. So I'm just making some little V's or check marks or something here. But you can do whatever you want. If you make an owl, you can do whatever you want because it's your owl. See, oops, there. I made an arrow. And see, and that's just like his little cape feathers. And now, you might be saying that you've never seen an owl that looked like this. Well, you may not have, because they're very rare. They're a very rare owl. And you only see them on special days, and only days that end with Y, and on very special occasions. This guy, he likes to come out at night. And first I was thinking he was going to be a great white owl, but I don't think he is. This guy is in a class of his own. So now, and you know what? He's going to look better. I love my circles. He needs a sun behind. I mean a moon behind him. Okay, so he's going to be in the moon. So with the moon, I'm just going to put the moon right here. Moon. There. See there? Now the moon just appeared right there. It just appeared out of nowhere. See there? Now I'm going to use my paints. These are I used these before. These are, let's see, and that's that junky brush. I'm gonna buy me some new brushes one day. Oh, this is a good brush. I'm gonna use this one, I think. I'm gonna use this one, and I'm going to liven up my blue, bring my blue back to life. And again, I want my blue kind of dark. And yeah, I've actually got plenty of brushes because I keep forgetting about these water brushes. I need to put them right close here. I need everything to be right close around me. I like to be tucked in by art supplies. I feel all safe. If I have plenty of art supplies around me. Oh, you know what I want to do? I need to make a little line here that I need to make a little landscapey kind of thing. The snow is going to be down here. Okay, close enough. And so then, now see, if you're doing a watercolor like this, see how I've got the tape around. Now when I pull that tape off, it's going to be an automatic frame, which I think is just absolutely fantabulous. Okay. Now let's see. Some more. Get this blue done down here. Done and gone down here. Okay. I didn't mean to go down there with that blue, but I did. That's okay. We'll go down here. Now, and see how I have it kind of almost blotchy? That makes it look more better if it's blotchy, because it looks more like the sky, in my humble opinion. Okay, now I'm going to I want to get my my moon. I'm getting my moon. I've got a little bit of blue in my yellow here, which makes it sort of green, but you know what? That's okay. The moon is made of green cheese. So if you get it kind of greenish looking, that just makes it more natural because it's made of green cheese. So, you know, there's a reason for everything. And so this moon, I might have should have gave him a bigger moon, but this moon will be fine. Maybe my next one I'll make a bigger moon. See that? Isn't that a pretty moon? That's a nice moon. Ain't nothing wrong with that moon. But then I want to get his eyes are going to be orange, so I'm going to get this orange. This is gouache paint that I'm using, and it's dried up in the bins, but that doesn't hurt it none. Okay, so I'm going to put some. No, his eyes need to be more of a yellow orange. More of a yellow orange, not exactly the color of the moon. Let's try this one. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Why do I think owls have orange eyes? I don't know. I just think they do. Okay, but then his little beak, it's going to be more just orange. Just more orange there for his little beak. I don't know if it's supposed to be orange, but my owl has an orange beak. What color do I want my owl? Because since now I decided this is just my own owl, it's nobody else's owl. It's just my owl. These brushes that I have need some help. Let me see. I'm going to use. Let me check this one here. Let's see if I got some paper towel here that needs color. So I can kind of, let me see, do I want him to be, well, do I want him to be blue because the sky is blue, but do I want him to be sort of have some green, maybe some of this teal? I wonder. Let's see, how does that look? I kind of like that teal. That's pretty. That is real pretty. There we go. I'm going to have to dig around. I know I have, oh yeah, this is pretty. I know I have, more brushes. I know I got some more of these here water brushes. I'm going to have to dig around and get them all in one place so that I can just grab them and growl when I need them. See here now, if I put his two little wings on the side, and they're like a little tealish. That's pretty. My colorful owl. Let me see. I want to get some, I want a really lighter color, so I'm putting my teal brush over here in this white. And I'm just kind of seeing what I end up with, because it's going to give me a lighter, just a little teal in with the white now. And then I'm going to go down here, and so then that gets still as teal, but it's a little bit lighter. And see, I got all them feathers already painted in. Now, if I wanted to be real particular, I could go in there with gel pens and color each one of them little spots a different color. I've done that kind of thing before, and I kind of like doing that. But, oh yeah. See, I like that. My paper towels that I'm using here with my watercolors, they're really turning out some pretty colors. And I'm going to collage them to something real soon. Now, and then this part of it. So if you see an owl like this out in the wild, you'll know that they're very special. Well, you probably know that they're very special. Why did I stick that in an orange? Maybe I will go up here with this green. This is another green. I got way more colors. I should fill these tubs up with different colors too. I think I will do that. Not right now, I won't, but I will do that before I get yeah, I will, because I got all kind of, because I have so many colors of the gouache. Artesia sent me a beautiful collection, and I am getting to where I am prone to buy the Artesia brand of everything when I buy art supplies. There's not many that I have to buy anymore because I have so much everything, so I don't need to buy, and so I don't need this stuff. But I have got, well, Artesia has sent me a few things just to use, and I think I have a link below to Artesia if you would like to use that link. And their prices are very, very good, and they usually have free shipping, which makes the price even that much better, because shipping, sometimes you get something at a good price, but then the shipping is outrageous. And so, but yes, they have a nice shipping prices. I mean, no shipping price, and nice prices for their, and they keep coming up with new products. Their product line is getting larger and larger, and I am noticing that there are a lot of artists, I mean really professional artists, that are using Artesia brand. And so and they're great because, you know, you can put a lot of money into art supplies. And I know that there are some professional artists that do commissioned work for, you know, and of course they're going to get the very best there possibly is, you know. And some people think the most expensive is the very best, but I don't, you know, it might be, but I don't think so. And so this is nice. I like this. Now that's my owl. He's green. Different shades of green. Now I want to get my brush into this white again with just a tinge of blue or green, whatever's on this brush. And then I'm going to go in here and get this snow, because even though white is snow is white, it is better if you put just a tinge of color in it, of light blue, light green, light pink, just a little bit, not much at all. And then I will soak that up, and so it's just a little bit. You can't hardly see the color, but now I'm basically, you know what, should I put a little tiny bit of, maybe, I think I will, just in his eyes where they're just so white. He looks anemic or something. I don't want him to have any health problems. So I'm going to go around that white part of his eye, and I'm just putting a little light blue on there, just so he doesn't look like he's got liver problems or something. Okay, there we go. That's better. Now, I'm telling you what's the truth. I love this owl. I love her. And then, do you know what's like magic? Magic is like when you take this tape now and you pull that tape off. Now, I put this tape right over here because I can use that again on another art project if I want it taped. And look at what happens when you pull. See, now you can see that white has got that little green in there because you can see that border. to change my fingernails. See, I cleaned off that first batch, that first run of Color Street I used. It lasted from the 2nd until yesterday, which was the 21st. And so 20 days I left it on. And now I've got new color on. And I love this color too. I just love sparkle. I love glitter. But there he is. And on this one, I'm going to do this one like I did this bat with the, when I did this bat. I might put some color on this bat. But I did the stickles around to give it like snowflakes or something. I just love stickles and glitter, I'm telling you. Glitter, stickles, I love it. So I'm going to put this on here too, so this will dry around my owl. Let's see. My videos seem to be getting a little long. I hope you all don't mind that, but I do know that you can fast forward, you can pass through parts of it and that kind of thing. So I know you don't have to stay for the whole 9 yards, you know. But people say for a whole 9 innings of baseball, so yeah. If you can do that. Okay. There, see, the snow is showing on the moon too. I did not give him any color on his little tootsies. And he wants color on his tootsies. He wants Color Street nails. There. Now, that's it. That is my little owl. You just get wisdom.